We have racing deals on RPM tonight. You got to be a player to get past the front row in Milwaukee. One active driver holds the record for all-time wins at Milwaukee, but this is not what he had in mind. At the Monster Mile, wins usually come from up front. They started 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but would someone be wiped to full screen? The NHRA is in the city with broad shoulders, drag racers to the world. That's tremendous. Jacques Villeneuve returns to North America. Last year, he pulled the strings. This year, he's having the strings pulled on the F1 circuit. Sit back, relax, ice, ice, baby. Smoked meat, getting it done on RPM tonight next. Man, we ought to grab that helmet and put it on. Glad to have you with us on RPM tonight. I'm Reese Davis. The mile is our distance of choice. We will check in on the kart guys at the Milwaukee Mile, but first, a mile patch of concrete in Dover Downs. And last year, in the spring race at Dover Downs, 13 different drivers led, 4 led at least 25 laps. Sunday, 6 guys led 25 laps combined. Only one other man was in first place. He was entrenched there for 375 laps. The problem, he didn't lead the last one. The MBNA 400. Is that guy going to rob somebody? Lap number 10, Johnny Benson gets loose. He's in the spin cycle. There's a pileup starting. Kyle Petty gets involved. Somebody got into his rear end because Kyle said somebody was driving with their head up there. Let's ride with Randy LaJoie. There was no LaJoie scene. Some serious property damage. Chad Little, Benson, and Ted Musgrave, all Rouse drivers. Rouse, score only. Buckshot Jones trying to impress the Stavola brothers. They put him back together. Lap 191, David Green into the wall, run out the 5th caution just before he hit. Rusty pitted under Green. He was the pole setter. Yellow came out, and he lost 2 laps. When they resumed racing, Rusty got a lap back, but, oh, Jeff Gordon, a little love tap. But eventually put Rusty 2 laps down. Lap 228, Mark Martin beats Gordon or leads him, but Gordon will get by him there to take over the top spot. Riding with Martin now, looking back with a mirror full of DJs. Dale Jarrett flying by to get 2nd place. Jones, tremendous, battling Ernie Irvin for the 9th spot. Less than 100 laps to go. Martin pits under Green. Oh, they left off the right front lug nut. That'll get you. Martin has to take off. He wants to. He lost 12 seconds. He didn't lose a spot, but he's 12 seconds behind Gordon. Gordon now having to play that fuel mileage deal. At 297, he came in for fuel. Flashback, California 500 last year. Evernham and Gordon rolled the dice. They had enough fuel. Had to take a shortcut to victory lane, but they got it done. A couple of weeks ago at the Winston, not getting it done. They were smoked meat. Ran out of gas close to the end. 8 laps to go. Evernham said no gamble this time. There's not even a chance. We had no chance of making it, so he had to come in. A 2-second fuel stop, but Dale Jarrett, meanwhile, took the lead. Jeff Burton hoping DJ would run out of gas, but the quality care team knows that DJ does not have the strings pulled. DJ pulls the strings. Jarrett wins. Ernie Irvin sticks his feet in soda. Why? We don't ask why. We just show the picture. Dale Jarrett gets his first win at Dover. Only the 3rd time since 1994 that he'd finished better than 29th there. Jeff Burton's run, reminiscent of Earnhardt, who came from 33rd to 2nd last fall at Dover. Burton came from 37th. Gordon, despite that fuel deal, did all he could, had a great run, led 375 of the 400 laps, and got his 4th straight top 5. Labonte, a terrific run, came from 36th. Those 4 guys, the only ones on the lead lap. Mayfield, 6 top 5. Rudd's best finish in his first top 10. Oh, Buckshot. Buckshot putting the 8 into the 8 car. Just his 2nd Cup race ever. That ride hadn't been better than 29th all year. Last year, Jarrett seemed to have this race in hand. He led 255 laps a year ago before his engine went. The Dover Demons have been exercised, and Dale Jarrett is with Bill Weber.
Well, in an amazing turn of events down the stretch, Dale Jarrett comes to victory lane at Dover. Did you think you were going to finish up here?
Well, I wasn't sure, but I knew we had a good car all day, but we weren't the best. Jeff was the best car, obviously. But, you know, we did this same thing at Rockingham last year, and he turned around and won the race. But not many times a Robert Yates car gets into victory lane on fuel mileage. But, you know, we had to run good to get to that point, but they've also been working really hard on that. And I started saving fuel once I saw that I wasn't going to catch Jeff. I said, you know, our only hope is he has to pit.
And Todd was coaching you along the way down the stretch as well.
Yeah, he did a terrific job in calling this race. You know, he got us far enough before that last pit stop that we could go the rest of the way, and that's really the key. And people tend to overlook that sometimes, but he's the key element in this whole group, and he's the one that makes it all happen.
And you put some money in the Cure program, $10,000, I believe.
Yeah, we sure did. For the Susan G. Komen Foundation, another $10,000 there that Ford Credit is donating every time we finish. When we win, it's $10,000, and also for second and third, they get some money. So we've raised a pretty good amount for them, and hopefully we got some more coming for you.
So he's got several reasons. The smile, of course, being the winner is the #1 reason. Dale Jarrett in Victory Lane.
Bill and Dale, thank you very much. Well, Jarrett finally mashed the monster at Dover. The place has tormented him, especially in the spring. Other than a second-place run back in 1993, Jarrett's best finish in the spring race, 11th back in 1989. Over the last 4 races in the spring at Dover, DJ 32nd, 36th, 40th, and 29th. That is now history as Dale Jarrett gets a win in his 23rd try.
I'm disappointed that we didn't win because I felt like we had the car to beat, and you know, we dominated all day long. But you know, that doesn't give you the right to pull into victory lane.
This is what we need. This is what the XI team needs. We've been not at our best this year. Hopefully this is 3 top 10s in a row, and hopefully this will get us propelled back to where we need to be.
The car was generally good all day. To come from that far back, missed a wreck on the back straightaway early, and dodged whatever else was out there, which won a whole lot, thank goodness, and then come back and come 36th to 4th, like I said, was almost as good as 37th to 2nd, like Jeff Burton did.
6th place, the way we've been going all year. That's our first top 10 finish, and solidly in the top 10. Had a shot at a top 5 today, just didn't work out, but maybe we turned the corner. I'm real happy with that.
Pitted for fuel. When we pitted for fuel, the caution flag came out right away, and we went down 2 laps, and the way they were running out there, just could never gather back. I had a 3rd or 4th place car. I can run 3rd to 4th easy all day long. But when I lost those 2 laps, just no getting it back.
We should have been in 2 wrecks today, but I guess luck was on our side and we didn't get involved in it. So to come back with the top 10, you know, I can't be more happier than that.
Well, young Buckshot Jones ought to be happy. Terrific run for him. Just his first Winston Cup race of the season, and he finishes in 8th place. As for the point standings, Jeff Gordon remains on top. Mayfield second. 9 straight races, Jeremy's left in either 1st or 2nd place. Top 4, in fact, remain intact. DJ Duff a spot. He had 3 runs this year of 34th or worse, so this guy might be on top of the point standings. He's been outstanding in the other races. Gordon and Mayfield, by contrast to Jarrett's deal, only 1 run each out of the top 20. The Labonte brothers are next. Burton back into the top 10. You don't see Dale Earnhardt's name. He dropped 3 spots last week to 10th, 3 more this week. He has tumbled now to 13th place. Well, as Billy Joel says, from the high to the low to the end of the show, and that's the way it was for Jeff Gordon. But Dale Jarrett bided his time, bolted through the opening, and we'll go back to Dover in just a little bit. Well, short of Richie Cunningham and Fonzie, few have made themselves more at home in Milwaukee than Greg Moore. Last year, the Canadian became the youngest kart winner ever. In 2 starts at the Milwaukee Mile, Moore had a pair of top 5s, not including his Indy Lights win there in 1995. Moore started the Miller Lite 200 second to his teammate Patrick Carpentier on the grid and second to Alex Zanardi in the points race. Schlemiel, Schlemazel, Hassan Pfeffer Incorporated. We're going to do it. We're going to go to Milwaukee. Carpentier and Moore, all players front row. Carpentier on the pole, left 17. Michael Andretti, 5-time winner at Milwaukee. Andretti goes low. Oh, come on and squeeze me. They lock wheels. Andretti needs a new front end alignment. Carpentier, he wanted to go somewhere, to someplace he didn't have to fend off the traffic. He was smoked meat, not getting it done. And Andretti, his 3rd DNF, and he wasn't happy with Patrick.
Idiot! I can't believe he did that.
We went into the corner side by side. He tried really hard to outbrake me, which was fine, but then he just chopped my nose off. And first time I've ever raced against a guy, and now I know, you can't trust him.
It's very disappointing. I think that we had the best car out there with Michael. But it's a racing incident, you know. I can't leave the door open all the time, and this time I closed it.
And then the other shoe drops for the Newman Haas team. Roberto Moreno subbing for Christian Fittipaldi. Oh, whee! Into the spin cycle. He saved it there. The electrical problems would do him in after 49 laps. He was wiped to full screen. Greg Moore led the race for 54 laps. Here puts Big Mo, Mauricio Guzman down a lap. Those two would meet again shortly in this highlight. Lap 88, Gilda Perrin. Oh, smoke. When there's smoke, there's a blown engine. 3rd DNF of the year. Mo cuts the left rear tire. I think that tire's out of rounds. I'm not an expert, but I think so. Didn't see this, but Moore slammed into the rear of Gugelman's car. He's in the pits with suspension problems. He would finish 5 laps down in 13th place. Robbie Gordon, meanwhile, that's Robbie Gordon's mark. Left his calling card on the wall. Brought out the 4th and final caution. Gordon fortunately okay with the yellow out on lap 126. Check out the pit work. Paul Tracy, the race leader, and Jimmy Vasser. Vasser just flushes his foe out of the pit. Fuel mileage will be a factor, and to do what Jimmy Vasser is trying to do, you have to have luck, you have to have skill, and you have to have arrogance. And this, sir, is arrogance personified, as Jimmy Vasser goes 74 laps on a tank of gas, gets his 2nd win of the year. But unlike Vasser, the man in the spot shadow, Helio Castro-Neves. Oh, on fumes, Little Al trying to take 2nd place away from him, but he could not. Castro-Neves left home with the win. Vasser not cheering Castro-Neves, but rather is cheering himself for his 7th career win, and well he should. Target Ganassi's 3rd straight win on the previously bedeviling short oval. Helio Castro-Neves, his best finish ever, his 2nd straight top 10. Little Al gave it a run, gets his 2nd top 5. Franchitti was 4th. Rahaal's last ride in Milwaukee gives him his 1st top 5 of the season. Hearn gets his best finish of the year. Tracy bounces back. He'd been 25th and 26th in his last 2 outings. For the first time since Japan, Alex Zanardi hasn't finished 1st or 2nd. It's only the 2nd time this year that he's been out of the top 3. But Target Ganassi able to keep it all in the family, and Jimmy Vasser wins and spoke to Marlo Queen.
Last year, this race was won on fumes. Again, this year, it's run on fumes. Jimmy, how much gas do you think this?
Well, we saved early on, so we had a bit in the tank at the end in case we needed it. But it was close. We were coasting at the end, but we did our saving early on, so we didn't have to back up so much at the end. But I got to hand it to my Target team. They got me out first on that last stop, and my engineer Julian Robertson. The setup was perfect all day long. Had just a little too much push, and that's what we want. And everything played into our hands, so another victory's great.
And everyone can talk about again how far this team has come since last year on the short oval.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the results speak for themselves, and that just comes from a lot of hard work and dedication.
All right, congratulations, Jimmy.
Thanks,
Jimmy
Marlo.
wins his 2nd race of the year.
Jimmy and Marlo, thank you very much. After a lackluster start, JB has been getting it done. He's dressed this thing up. 2 wins and 3 top 5. The only time he hasn't finished in the top 5 during the stretch was at Rio, and he finished 6th there. The 96 champ is on the move, while others were left to chase him.
If I talk the last lap, I have to talk the first lap as well. I mean, since we started, I knew I had a very good car. The team Alamac Spittinghouse was great. They did an excellent job. Tony, Tom Brown, I mean, I told him we have a car to be in the top 3, and we did it.
I was out there going as fast as I could, and when I saw him slowing down off of 4, I was already wide open. I think I probably bent the throttle pedal some more because I tried to go faster.
I knew that we just kept going. We had a number that I had to meet, and we were able to do that, and it really worked out for us because about 4 guys that obviously couldn't do that had to pit, and we made up space on that basis.
We had a mistake, and the wheel nut came flying out of the wheel gun, and I had to scramble to get it back on, and it cost us a 2nd or 2, and that was the difference on the track. Was we went from 1st to 6th in position on the track.
All right, point standings or PVG Cup standings, if you prefer, go a little something like this. Alex Zanardi started the day with only a 2-point lead. Stretched that out on board just a little bit. Moore had completed every lap and every mile this season before rear-ending Gugelman about halfway through the race. It cost him. He came home 13th. Vasser is 20 behind his teammate, Fernandez and Andretti in the top 5. 6 through 10, Little Al vaulting from 13 to 9. And bookends of ages, tied for 10th, retiring Bobby Rahal and the rookie, Helio Castro-Neves. Still to come, we'll put it on cruise control and head for Joliet. No Blues Brothers, but plenty of Pedregon Brothers. We'll examine what Jacques Villeneuve has in common with the artist formerly known as Prince, other than funky hairdos, and the pole sitter. Started first, didn't finish there. We've got more results from Dover coming shortly.
RPM Tonight is brought to you by Miller Lite, who reminds you that whenever you feel good, it's Miller time.
MBNA 400 result time. Rick Mast led the second 10 at Dover, amassing his best finish. Elliott, the 4-time winner at Dover, he finished just ahead of Waltrip. That would be Michael, and Ken Schrader, who's in the top 15 for the 3rd straight time. Brett Bodine, he's Sweet 16, gets his 3rd 16th place finish of the year. Rusty Wallace set a track record, winning the pole, lost the lead after 3 laps, never got it back. DW started dead last, but finished 20th. Well, after running out of gas and blowing to Winston, it'd be easy to say Jeff Gordon and Ray Evernham would be gun-shy about gambling on fuel mileage. But it's not really a gamble if you know you can't win. The 24 team said there was no way they had enough gas to finish, so they didn't try. As Bill Weber points out, that's much to the delight of Dale Jarrett.
The racing business is full of cliches. The unfortunate part for some teams is occasionally they fit. At the end of the race, it's not the best car that wins or the fastest. It's the one that gets there first. Dale Jarrett has lost races he clearly should have won. On Sunday in Dover, he knows he finally stole one from somebody else. Sometimes the best car doesn't come to victory lane.
Sometimes it doesn't, but, you know, that's why you have 400-mile races for all the things to play out. And we've lost a few by this, so now we won one.
Fuel mileage didn't work out right for us today, and, you know, it wasn't worth chance, and I don't think we could have even came close. So, you know, we made the right call, did the right things. You know, just come up a little short there at the end.
We did everything that we could do today. Had good pit stops, had a good race car. Jeff drove one of the best races I've ever seen him drive. You know, we just didn't get the fuel mileage, and that's, you know, you're going to win some, lose some. So, hey, congratulations to DJ. You know, he did a good job, and Todd and all them guys, and I'm happy for him.
Them guys, they had the best car here today. I mean, they led almost every lap except for the last few, and I mean, they were good all day. So, I mean, I'm sure that they're sitting down there right now and their hearts are crushed. Been there. And how it feels, Ray, just thanks.
A year ago at this race, Ricky Rudd led just a handful of laps, but won. On Sunday, Jeff Gordon led 376 laps. Dale Jarrett led just 8, but those 8 included the critical lap, the one that pays. In Dover, Delaware, I'm Bill Weber.
Well, I believe it was Jerry the King Lawler who said, they don't ask you how you won, they ask you if you won. You know, half of the pro wrestlers I know are great philosophers. Being there at the end is all that's counted over the last 2 years. DJ's been on both sides of that deal, as you heard Bill mention. The payoff this time just as it paid off for Ricky Rudd a year ago at Dover. Well, he finished on fumes, but finish he did. Is it a sign that Helio Castro-Neves is ready to go full throttle and run up front with Cart's big boys? Last season, Tony Bettenhausen's team, Alumax, produced the Rookie of the Year, Patrick Carpentier. The team could be well on its way to a repeat. Helio Castro-Neves finished second in the Indy Lights Championship last year, but is second to none among kart rookies this year. Marlo Klein has a story of a Helio of a run for Castro-Neves.
Helio Castro-Neves brought the Bettenhausen team their best finish this year in style, crossing the finish line with no fuel in the tank, just nipping Alan Sir Jr. for second. Castro-Neves was one of many of the frontrunners who gambled on fuel. For Castro-Neves, that gamble paid off.
I thought I was going to make it, you know, easily. When I get out of turn 4, I was, Jesus, a little more power in this wind, and then we're going to make it, and we make it. I'm just so happy. Congratulations for my guys.
It was unfortunate with the way the timing worked out on the last yellow. It put everybody real close on fuel, and, you know, with Jimmy starting up front, he was able to get through the traffic a little cleaner, but you know, running out, coming off turn 4 at the checkered, I think the guys did a great job.
The 16 points Castro-Neves scored for second pushed him past his former Indy Lights teammate Tony Kanaan in the Rookie of the Year standings. Castro-Neves' finish also made a nice gift for his chief engineer, Tom Brown, who celebrated his birthday on Sunday.
It's just amazing. I mean, every track is, what, 6th, 7th event here? Lost count now. 6th, 7th event. It just gets better and better. We kept the chains on him for a little bit after Homestead. I think the same last year. It was just a little bit of fuel. We ran out just here, but I'll take it. Yeah, it's been a good birthday.
These guys, they are very different. I mean, they really like you. You know, it's not a matter of just, we are just mechanics of a champ car. No, they really like you, and that's why I make you a team, a family. And that's why we're doing great jobs.
The only member of the Bettenhausen team that was not here to enjoy this was Elio's advisor, Emerson Fittipaldi. The former kart champion is still recuperating from back surgery, and they're not sure when he'll return to the track. At the Milwaukee Mile, I'm Marlo Klein.
All right, Marlo, Elio's run matched Carpentier's second as the best run by a rookie over the past couple of seasons. Alex Zanardi, the last rookie to win a race. He did that back in '96. 3 of the last 5 kart rookies of the year have gone on to win PPG Cup titles. That would be Zanardi, Mansell, and Villeneuve. Speaking of Villeneuve, the circuit is named for his father, but Jacques didn't feel at home. Oh, Canada was more like out Canada. It's been a season of hurt for the champ, but could he be gearing up for better things?
Gearing Up is brought to you by Toyota. Every day belongs to you. Make it count. Toyota. Every day.
Next Sunday, the artist formerly known as Prince turns 40. Next Sunday, the artist who soon will be formerly known as the Drivers' Champion hopes to reintroduce himself as more Prince than pauper on the F1 circuit. Jacques Villeneuve is gearing up for a return to his home and native land, Canada.
When everything goes well, when you're in the front and you know it's easy, then it feels great. But as soon as things go wrong, then everything you do around the racetrack becomes a little bit heavy.
The mark of a true champion is often told by how that person handles adversity. For reigning Formula One champ Jacques Villeneuve, 1998 has been a trying year. In sharp contrast to his title season, which included 10 poles, 7 wins, and 8 podium finishes, Villeneuve has yet to win a race in 1998. In fact, he hasn't even reached the podium yet. His best finish to date, a 4th place run at the Grand Prix of San Marino. With Mika Hakkinen currently holding a firm grip on the Drivers' Championship, Jacques' title defense remains stuck in neutral.
The engine is a little bit behind now. It's a very good engine. It's the engine with which we won the championship last year with the team. But now all the other engines have made progress, and we have what we had last year.
With the support of his hometown fans, Villeneuve hopes to jumpstart his season at next weekend's Grand Prix of Canada. In 2 previous starts on the circuit named for his late father, Villeneuve finished 2nd in 96 and qualified 2nd in 97 before hitting the wall on lap 2. A victory in this year's race would be the perfect medicine for an ill-filled season. Well, pack the furniture and grab the cat and get yourself to the races next week. Friday kicks it off, BGN and the trucks. The Cupper's going to have to work on Saturday in Richmond. Sunday, open wheel me. Truck drivers in Detroit. F1 is coming to America today. We'll Neil Diamond for you. Weeknights go as scripted for RPM tonight here on The Deuce, 7 p.m. Eastern Time next weekend, 5:30 Eastern on Saturday, just before the night Cup race in Richmond. Sunday morning, 10 a.m., 7:30 in the evening. Back in a moment.
RPM Tonight is brought to you by Norelco Reflex Action Razor. Anything closer could be too close for comfort. And by Toyota. Every day belongs to you. Make it count. Toyota every day.
NHRA just outside of Chicago. Joliet, technically, I believe, for the Route 66 Nationals. Kenny Bernstein, a winner in Top Fuel, edging out Gary Selzy in a close one. Whit Bazemore taking out Del Worsham in the funny car, so Whit's the only one laughing there. Mike Thomas gets his first win of the season in Pro Stock, and Matt Hines has been tremendous. Pro Stock bike. He defeats Angel Sealing. Some of your other winners this weekend, the Imitator. Dale Jr. getting his 2nd career BGN win on Saturday in the pick-em-up truck. Joe Rutland continued his road course mastery, although I'm not sure Ron Hornaday would agree with that result. Derek Higgins and Memo Gidley, winners in Milwaukee, and Gary St. Amant winning the ASA race. Adam Petty was on the pole for that race. Dale Jarrett was there at the end at Dover. DJ getting it done, winning in Dover, and Jimmy Vassar doing likewise in Milwaukee. We'll try to get it done next week. Bye.